Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine.
Now, to enjoy international fellowship and grants, what must a serious journalist do to be able to benefit from such?
Well, the first thing again is to say that you must be doing what you are doing now very well, because it is what you are doing now that will recommend you for this fellowship. So, for example, whatever bit you are covering, you must cover it well and have what we call digital imprint. People should be able to find. So, for example, if you are going to apply for a fellowship that is about business, they want to see what story you have written before about business. They want to be sure that you have capacity. Then, if you have those capacity, then you are able to apply. And when you apply, remember that you are applying, you are competing with so many people. This year, for example, there is a World Press Institute fellowship. I have personally signed recommendations for more than 7 journalists in Nigeria. They will ask you to find somebody to recommend you, and that person can only recommend you based on what he knows that you can do. And even whatever it says you can, they can find out. They can check online. So to access this fellowship, number one, again, you must also know that they exist. You must know when they call for application. You must know those who have attended those programs so that you can follow them up. They can advise you. But your work will speak well for you when you are applying. And like I said, it's a very competitive process, and only the best gets chosen. And again, that's why it's also good to be multi-skilled. They will ask you questions. They will ask you to put your Instagram account or your Twitter account or your Facebook account. They will go and check. So if you say you are a multimedia journalist and they check and discover that the last time you tweeted was 1 year ago, or what you are sharing on your platform is not current, then you are not saying the right thing. They will find out. So again, do what you are doing now. Do your assignment very well. Do investigative reporting, because anything you are going to apply for will be on the basis of what you are doing now. And they will ask for recommendation. That's why it's also good to be a good person where you are working. They will ask your editor for permission to ask you to go, and that you will also return. They want people who can verify that you will come back. So this is very, very important.
So what are the mistakes, that any modern journalist must avoid?
Well, the mistake is that in terms of fellowship, or which one?
No, in terms of the profession as a whole, what are the mistakes that any serious journalist must avoid?
Okay. Well, talking about mistake, I'm just trying to take some reflection. I think, number one, some of us, when we become journalists, we're always bellyaching and saying, this is not the job I want to do.
Okay.
Even if this is not what the job I want to do, as long as you are doing it, do it well. So don't start thinking, this is not what I want to do. But even if this is not what I want to do, it very well, so that it can move you to the next level where you want to be. I know people who are journalists who want to be lawyers. They did journalism very well and they became good lawyers. I know journalists who want to work in banks or whatever, in corporate affairs. The work they did recommended them. So do what you are doing very well with a passion so that people can see that. That's very important. Then I also want to say that if you need to acquire additional qualification, don't wait for too long to acquire it. Sometimes when you don't acquire it in time, it can catch up with you. And I have a personal experience. After being journalist for more than 15 years, I applied to teach part-time in a journalism school, a campus of a university in Lagos. And they told me I didn't have a master's degree. I could teach this course better than people are teaching it, but they asked for a master's degree. So I had to go and get a master's degree more than 15 years after my first degree. So I'm saying, be sure what qualification that you need and get it. Then make sure that you work in know the industry very well. Sometimes we shortchange ourselves by not knowing the industry very well. So you think that what is happening to you in your environment is the best. So, but if you know what the industry very well, you know where you can apply to move on to, you know where you can know, okay, the kind of remuneration you want to get. Then this advantage we are talking about, you must know the advantage we are talking about. It took me time to start applying for fellowships and awards. It took me a long time. And I used to think that was for some privileged people. But the moment I applied, I got a 3 months all expenses paid trip to the UK. Before then, I'd never stepped out of this country. So you must know the industry locally and abroad, and don't jump at every offer. Talking about mistakes, don't jump at every offer. There are some offers that may destroy your career. There's a time to wait and process what you are doing. There's a time to move on. But it's not every offer. I know people who have left where they are working, got better pay, only for that organization to shut down. So make necessary inquiry. You may be earning 10,000 a year, somebody is offering you 30,000. Be sure that they have the capacity to continue. Check them out. Find out their. Ask people who have worked there before what kind of person they are. Because sometimes money is not everything. A conducive environment is also very, very important. You may be working somewhere where you're earning 10,000 and it's more conducive than somewhere where you're going to get 50,000. So if you make the mistake of going there, they will cut you down and you'll be back in the job market. That is very, very important. And again, like I was saying, don't make the mistake of remaining old school. So I see some journalists who tell me, all this internet thing, it's not for us. It's for you. If you want to continue to remain in the industry, you must scale up. If you don't scale up, young people who don't have 1/10 of our experience, they get better job. Because the job that people are applying for these days, they ask for all these skills. They ask for the normal skill. They have for new media skill. So those are some of the things that we must ensure that we guide against. And like I'm saying, take advantage of fellowships, ask questions, attend seminars, local ones. Don't wait for the big ones alone. Some people are waiting for the big ones before applying for this, ignoring the small one. The small one is also very important. It will recommend you. I have an example. Even this one is about grants. So journalists say they want to get money from their work. I saw a grant for $100. I applied for it. And I did it very well. I even got a colleague to join me and we shared the $100, which is about 40,000 naira. But after that, I got another grant that is for $2,000. If I didn't do that $100 one, I probably would not have known what to do with the other one. And sometimes the big one you are going to get is the small one that they will see. So it's very, very important. And again, ensure that your online presence is updated regularly. Many journalists, their profile is not updated. You will see a journalist who has moved on from another organization. He used to be an assistant editor, now he's editor. His profile is still saying he's an assistant editor. And so somebody who is checking him out is seeing an old profile. So because this thing about being digital is not just being able to use the computer, it's able to have presence that can be verified so that the right opportunities can come for you. So those are my thoughts about Mr. Then one thing I also want to suggest is that money is also very important. We must be money wise. Spend the money you are making now wisely. For me, for example, I didn't wake up early enough to talk about properties, But today I wish I had, So if you are making small money now, invest it. It will not continue this way. Some of the money some people are making now, they will not continue to make. Those people who are calling you and treating you like kings, the moment you move on to some other things, they will not treat you that way. So invest in money. Ask, the same way we cover industry that people are making money, learn about business, invest, buy shares, do all those things that people are doing. Don't just report about business, also do business. explore some of the opportunities that we are covering. It's very, very important.